Are you feeling like you're flying, or are you dreaming that you're flying? This feels more like a subconscious dream travel. Some of you may not remember your dreams, but for some reason, you can still feel that you were at a high altitude of some sort. You kind of feel a little aloof, a little outer space, a little weird or a little different inside. Okay. So you can actually remember the symbol or see yourself flying. Some of you may have been seeing yourself flying over a hospital, or maybe possibly over a town or something familiar that you've been to before, and maybe even like a tavern. I'm almost seeing like a Western type scene with a tavern. However, the symbology behind the feeling of flying is really about spiritual freedom, about transcendence. It's about elevating, it's about releasing limitations, reaching for higher states of consciousness or higher states of awareness. Okay. Um, Kind of like that release, or, that let go of certain restraints, certain things that pull or hold you down in certain areas. So, here tonight, Mama Solely, that is me. I am going to get a Astro Star Code, okay, to see what wants to come out. Because if you're feeling that euphoria, it could be something within the planets or the planetary, bodies, celestial bodies that may be trying to connect you, to show you the information that you need to release, so that you can be without fear, so that you can change things to a different perspective, a different point of view within your awakened reality. Okay, so we're going to explore that. And then I'm also going to get a higher message from the shamanic dreams. And then we're going to break it down a little bit further. When I get silent, let me say this. When I get silent, I'm really looking into the cards and waiting for the information to come into me. I'm not going to fake it till I make it. Okay. I'm just not. So everybody's process of information from the etheric realm and how it communicates is always going to be different. Some are very whippersnapper. They can really, this ring is going to oppose a problem. I have to change my ring. This is going to oppose a problem. Anyways, I had to change my ring because I have to protect, I have to protect the energy that I give as well. So I put my silver, to protect, and protect also what I receive, as well as my copper for me to, as a conductor, okay. Anywho, too much information. But yeah, so then we're gonna peel. I don't know where I was, okay. I'm totally looped on that one. Um, so we're definitely going to get astrological, and then we're going to get a shamanic dream, and then we're going to go into this further to see whose or what situation wants to come out here on the table to assist you, excuse me, to assist you within your evolution, your growth, your healing, and your development. And right now, at the time, even though this is still timeless when you come here, um, I'm recording this at this time within the energy still of the Chinese, what is it, the wood snake, before we come into the fire horse. So you can come into this and we're already in the fire horse energy, but there's still some things that you're coming to awareness of, and you still see you got to release some things and shed some more things, or however this may be. But anywho, all that jazz here in the YouTube streets. But this flying, one of the things that really kept sticking out to me was a hospital. I don't know if someone here has been dealing with being in and out of the hospital, seeking and getting certain types of treatment or medical care. I don't know exactly how this hospital, is my deck upside down? I don't know exactly how this hospital is playing out completely in the hospital, because I'm seeing like flying over, just where you can see like this big building and almost like a pad, like a landing pad for those emergency helicopters to land. So I don't know if you're restrained or held down through that you're dreaming now of flying because you just really want to break free of the situation. So within your subconscious, it's kind of just trying to take you on an adventure to explore different things. But when you return, I'm really seeing that you're limitless, you're without boundaries, and it's almost like a new sense of like you're exploring in different avenues to find different ways, or maybe this is alternative medicines or alternative care for you. The tavern also, flying over the tavern, some of you may, you know, been held down, chained down by, you know, excessive drinking of alcohol or excessive, you know, hanging out. And maybe there's like a pulling that, you know, but there's something for you to coast, to actually come, you know, like come across, to see from a different point of view, a different bird's eye perspective. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good here. Supreme creative source, ancient of the ancient ancestors, and the higher realms of our greatest good. What is it that we, the collective individuals, need to see, hear, or know at this time in regards to what is being flown over, seeing themselves or feeling like they're flying high or very high? And this is, it's not feeling like vibrational frequency high, like amped up, like, you know, hyperactive activities. This is feeling like you're kind of floating, like you're on this earth, but you still feel kind of disconnected, especially for those that are not recalling their dreams. That is still how you can get the take back or the feedback from the actual dream through the experience and what you're feeling in your physical body. It gets better with time, and really learning to understand the difference between that space of travel that you're waking up with that you still have. Okay. It takes some time to really understand that. But anywho, I'm going to stop all the rambling. It's not really rambling, it's information, it's data. What is the star code that we need to see at this time? What is most prevalent? My deck, am I picking it up upside downwards? Is it all mixed up or what? I know it's flip-flopped for the beginning and the end, but I'm having a lot of reversals. Let's try this again. What do we need to see with the flying? Sixth house, sustainability, health, wealth, and routine. Health, wealth, and routine. That leads to ultimate healing, because the card number 44, healing. The hospital is a symbol of a place for treatment, for care. Card number 44, the master healer. This is the shaman. This is the shaman. The third house of communication, and Saturn of structures. So we have the third house and the sixth house houses, significant area you may want to look at. Okay. This area of the subconscious can also be like your Chiron or your moon. Yeah, because I'm hearing moon suppression, certain hidden truths. Yeah, that's what I'm here for, right? Moonlight truths, to uncover, you know, things that we suppress or think that aren't acceptable, you know, yet they're a treasure or a tool or a gift or skill, you know, that we actually need to actually walk within this everyday mundane reality. Okay. I kind of think I'm going to put this energy over here. Let's get that shamanic dream oracle. Why are you so sticky? I need to powder you. I'm having issues today. You could have, you know, y'all could have said something before I got on recording. I'm gonna do it like this, because that white, it just gets on everything, but I love it. I make it myself, my little dusting for my cards. See, it's all over the table, and it helps to clear, you know, all unwanted, undesired energies that the cards may absorb. What is the smell? It's over here. It's this. Okay. That the cards can absorb, because they're different channels of energy, you know. So now I got all of this up here. And you saw me, right? Y'all saw me move it over here, and it still got me. My little special blend with my black salt and a couple other things I got up in there. Some cornstarch to help with absorbing. I'm not going to pause because I'm starting to feel slightly irritated. Okay. Mom so Lily comes with her faults, her flaws, her hiccups, and all imperfections and interruptions, and sometimes her irritations too. Okay. Okay. So, you know, when you come to the house and we go to dig in, still at the bottom of the deck, you know, you got to get comfortable. Okay. You got to bring your tea, your coffee, your snack, your popcorn, whatever. All right, let's shuffle. I heard now let's shuffle. Yup, there you go. It's off. Now let's shuffle. Oh, okay. So they want me to place this back here to center, and they want me to place that over here, this over here. Screen. Whoa. Did you see how that flipped? The divine matrix, flying mushrooms, sacred travel, and the shamanic dream, because when I was going to the bathroom, I heard my team say that it was time for to come forward and do the collective messages after I did my editing. And when I was walking to the bathroom, well, as I was going, I said, well, what is it exactly? What space are we going into? And when I was walking, that's when I could hear the drums and I heard shamanic dreams. So that's very interesting, because that ayahuasca, you know, I'm not good with shrooms, you know, but the hallucinogens, the, you know, psychedelics and stuff like that, that flying, maybe there's an inner journey. Maybe there's an inner journey that you may need to take. You may need to get some guided assistance in this with someone that you trust, um, because there's a piece of information that can be within that for you. If you take a shamanic dream, a shamanic journey, um, don't include any type of hallucinogens or anything. Make sure that you ground yourself, drink plenty of water, prepare and get your body before you actually go to do this. Make sure that you write down your questions and things of that nature, and just put on some type of binaural beats that correlates to what it is that you're trying to do or desiring to do, and do some breathing exercises, okay? And just allow the self to flow, because there's a piece of information that's really important towards I'm hearing towards your longevity. This is alignment, something to get you into alignment. So your astral travels are trying to, the transcendence, the elevation is trying to get you into alignment to certain codes and certain information. And the hospitals and stuff can also be, you know, the care regimens that is needed in order to be able to do such a thing. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. That's still what? Shamanic ancestral wisdom. Information to get you in alignment. Health, wealth. Health is wealth. Give me a second. Give me a second, because I'm trying to not take up your time. Have me a sip of coffee while I get more of the information and ground and smoke my cigarette. There's my truths. But I said it, the lay of the land, the ancestral wisdom, right? The codes. This looks like going in and collecting the information, flying to different heights. So it's like maybe some of you that are not recalling your dreams, this is happening in your awakened space, because you need to take time to sit down and ground, you know, center the self, center the self to become more focused, because I'm looking at these different grids here, these different circles around, these different locks and codes, and then they're in the hands as well. Mudras, certain hand channeling energy through your hands as well. Yeah, so you're flying, you're having dreams of flying, because it's trying to take you to a whole nother level. If you're not a spiritual being right now and you don't understand consciousness and you don't understand the soul and this and this and that, and you're still trying to learn this is why you are dreaming of flying, recalling. There's a strong emphasis on those that are recalling their dreams of flying and the fall and seeing themselves come back from the heavens, you know, the cosmos, and plundering and smashing down back to the lay of the land. And that's because of fear, of uncertainty. We have 44 and 34, 87 and 81. Yeah, and we had the third, the third house with the Gemini energy. All right, let's go ahead and go further. Supreme, 3 cards. Pass. 4 of Pentacles, complacent, holding on to ancestral wisdom, not wanting to face it, not wanting to pursue. Somebody wants to be a little different than that of the past. The Chariot. That's present, movement. What do we need? What comes after the movement? I'm picking the 7 of Pentacles. You come to see your values. So it's like if you allow yourself to move from the things of the past with this 4 of Pentacles, yes, the cycles, you can change and complete those cycles. You can get the information that you need to sustain you instead of you constantly feeling like all of these wheels are just constantly moving in all these different directions and you can't control them, you know? And that can be the limitations. But currently, these dreams or these feelings that you're having is really asking you to move. It's really asking you to move and to take flight. And this really feels like to meditate, to wake up and meditate, to sit down, to ground. There's a piece of candle wax that just fell 2 times. So there's a very important, because 2, we have the 4 of Pentacles and we have the 7 of Pentacles. That equals 11. So it's really important here for you to ground, to anchor your energy in. Okay, look, we got the mountain, right? We got the mountain, the lay of the land, anchoring the energy in. I got my cards mixed up, fam. And the 7 of Pentacles, that's your investments. That's also showing you the importance of why you need to ground. So yeah, so some of you are a little aloof, or yeah, that's just the best way I can say it. Far off. And this Chariot is showing the plunder. It's almost like some of you can't get enough. Maybe that's the tavern, or drinking or hanging out or whatever. It's almost like you just can't get enough and you don't know how to move past it. Supreme, I think those are in my room. Mm-mm. There's something else here and I can't pull it. There's something fast. Some of you are flying fast. Some of you are flying fast and you're with the 7 of Pentacles and you're flying past certain potentials, certain new possibilities. That's why there's a need in the physical realm. And those that are feeling flighty when you awake, and those of you that are having dreams of flying, that whatever you're doing within your everyday life is too much, because pinnacle, material, too much ego moving forward, moving around, and not enough connectivity. And for those of you that may have been dealing with some type of medical care or some type of treatment or dealing with some type of substance abuse of some sort, it's really important, because this can be not really a cause, but like an underlying reason behind why you are having certain experiences, because you're not connecting to the source, to the energy within you. Okay. These are not needed, they just said. So what are we doing? We're closing. I did say something about mudras. Please don't fall. Come on out. I'm leaving them right there on the floor. I'm not going to pick them up. Supreme, a sacred mudra that they can utilize to assist them with grounding, connecting back into their sacred science of themselves, the ultimate sustainer. Courage. Courage. You keep flying in these dreams, you find yourself floaty, not really connected. Okay. Have the courage to ground yourself. Have the courage inside to learn how to navigate in your dream space, in your travel space. Face the fears within your travel, within your dream space. Some of you plunder and you go into another dream. Really search out those fears and be courageous within them, and just say and embrace that I accept what is of my greatest good, what is of my greatest benefit, what is for my highest consciousness, and release those fears. Let them move away from you. Courage, trust, anxiety goes away. It looked like the rooster. Let's see, can we do this? Nope. This mudra comes from Japan. It has always helped to cope with what is that? Niggling worries, fear, or anxiety. Using the following technique, you can deal with both acute and chronic fears. First, take a long and careful look at the cause of your fear and imagine only for a moment the worst that might happen. The inner images are small and in black and white. Then you see in your mind's eye what it will be like when everything has resolved itself for the good, but in big, colorful pictures. Imagine the situation as you would like it to be, and yourself laughing, satisfied, and happy. Mantra, affirmation. I have faith in the rightness of things. There is a power and a strength with which guides, supports, and protects me, especially if you're flying. And look, the rooster, right? A bird flying. Take a snapshot if you need to. But you got to trust it. The flying, the experience, the inner journey, because to become the master of your wounds, to become a master of your fears, learning how to become the master to destroy and release the things that are no longer serving you, so that you can build the things with confidence, bravery, to really go and explore those things that are deeply rooted. There's that red again, deeply rooted within you. And if you have made it this far, I truly, humbly appreciate you. I am Mom. Oh, was I supposed to be pulling one of these? I don't know. But I am Mama Soul Lily of Moonlight Truths Tarot. It is always a pleasure to share your energy with you. I am not a robot. I am a flesh feeling emotional being. And I would really appreciate, some interaction here from my 59, especially if you made it this far. I guess nothing wants to communicate. So until then, I got other work to do. Ciao.